Legend. A word with promise of history written in stone. Legend foretold of a land long and far, its sanctum drizzled with magma, darkness, skies crimson red, and mountains cutting through the anxious clouds. It is here on this hellish nadir that legend was born, and would most surely be tested through the eye of the beholder. Long ago lived a symbol of beginnings and ends to our lives. The galaxy brings gifts, and these gifts are spread far and wide. There lived a treasure from unknown territory, far beyond legend. One born for archival, tainted with our very pasts, presents, and futures. An emblem only the most powerful could harness. This emblem would be known in myth as the Iris Emblem. It seeks to protect the course of nature by paving neutral peace against divergent chaos. The emblem originated from a solid foundation floating through our cosmos, a mystical paraphernalia named Ether, plummeting toward a chasm-like magma boulder. It is there that a gateway to the afterlife was created, an open breach for the deceased to roam free. There stood the first two beings to walk this abyss sent from afar. Two strays from outer worlds in pursuit of the emblem, Father Tyrant and Lady Fate. Born from unknown territories to us, it was here they had scattered the molten field in search of what they desired. Days turned to months. Minutes began to feel like a millennia. Alas, what they were destined to find was merely a morsel of what laid among the horizon. Several lost souls roamed this hellscape. Darkness engrossed the layers of rock with a sentient and darkened energy. Many of these souls lived with a thickened layer of evil attached to them, emitting vitriol resonance. But of course, many projected a more fragile presence, coupled with ones of courage. It so happens that this land has existed for centuries. Devoid of life, it became a field of hopelessness and decay, souls violently swinging for one another. It appears the core was nothing shy of harsh territory for both Tyrant and Fate, a land recalled in tales as the Depths. There, on the apex of the Depths, lived a ruler of these spirits, King Vicen Pavavori. Exterior like charcoal, interior of bloodshed, Vicen had allowed anarchy to break through the depths and continue the damnation for eons. He is said to have given up on peace, as it was a formidable work of fiction and fantasy, and thus order through trials of fire were put in place. Father Tyrant and Lady Fate climbed to this peak, as night turned to day, without a glimmer of what night and day meant here. Once reaching the top, the warrior from within spoke to their instinct, pushed for ingress between the gates of this fortress, and land prey to a battleground where the trial by fire commences. And so the fight begins. Foreign heroes against the Pavavori tribe. It is with great haste, suspense, sacrifice, and pride that long after the fight, Vicen had been dethroned, laying on the ground in remnants of ash. Before he could perish, fate and threatening fates were beckoned to the two heroes.
Pick the fruit from a tree and it will come down. With no plateau beholding comes the end to the crown. That's thee cast blindness to the shadows up there. Lay haste to the paradigm born from blackness glare. Not even we of Gaul may proclaim victory, as a deep looming manifest will create darker history. By Polesian, Crostanoctus, Anxosax, Tormentus and Grief, their immortality would thrive, as when all would join forces, bring out the Mother Hive. Heed those words well, and pray not go unguided. Such is the Pavavori's final smile, when your world becomes sorely divided. We will never be too far, so perish, as you may have already decided.
Fog clouded the room as Tyrant emits one final cast of his staff. A wormhole is opened where the Pavavori colonials perished, sent to live in an eternity of nothingness forever. Suddenly, what was once blocked from entry A liquid substance floods from the fortress, and what was once merely a ring-shaped crevice filled with substance in a matter of minutes, what we would come to call Omen water, a purification liquid. It is with this victory Tyrant and Fate built a brand new order for the depths. New decrees were made to keep order and peace in harmony. They discovered the Iris was capable of harnessing far more than just spiritual essence, but was driven to bring extra protection and power through the Omen water. Post-haste, Lady Fate combines the river with the Iris emblem, and is now capable of purification in spirits and delegation between those that are corrupt and those who were born for something more. As new spirits came flooding through the lands, more would land in the Omen rivers. Those who were corrupt were banished to the same endless void the Pavavori colony remained. Those who remained untainted were given entry to the Onyx colony and remained there forever in a new afterlife. Years had passed, the depths was colonized, creating societies made from the crimson onyx they stood upon. However, the new world flooded with colony civilians, and the depths had become overwhelmed. It was decided that many needed to leave. Knowing they could never banish innocent souls, they had trained many up as the Arcadian soldiers in the event of an evident overturn, casting them abilities risen from the mystical entities they beheld. While these soldiers were trained for combat, they were in for far more cataclysm than once thought. The eruption of their wormhole had brought a dark matter to life, breeding a new devious energy across their scope. Built from unknown origin, creatures started falling from the sky in the form of paradigm worms and leeching light from the depths as they dug underneath its surface, charging straight towards the core. Such a curse had not gone unprepared, as Tyrant had planned for days like this one, as did the heeded warning from the fallen Pavavori. As such, he recruited the finest soldiers in the land to help protect what was soon to become the Age of Calamity once more. 20 of the greatest Arcanes and Legion soldiers, in their few, marched alongside Tyrant and Fate through dangerous territories not explored since dawn began. Many days and months passed, soldiers, kings and queens still marching through gusts of anarchy. They encountered their first monstrosities blocking their path. Each born from the culmination of paradigm worms leeching off the planet, it seems they needed this essence to slowly become true to life in the form of chaotic and blackened creatures sizes bigger than our own. The Claustronoctus, feral and feline-esque, the Bipolisian, a venomous and eight-legged nightmare, and the Anzosax, an aviator of destruction.
In the fire lay a champion bold. May their arms be bathed in gold. Legend only tells of the woe and dwells to regain what they were foretold. For together in the cave they stood, for they knew that the cave would flood. Yet they sung a song to remind them they belong with the gods that they understood. What would tell of the monster they bear? Was the beast in their blackened glare? We've a demon in us all, unleash havoc on the call. Bear your arms and be aware. Enter the jaws of dawn. Merely a floating rock to many who heed this tale. But for every star that explodes in space has a new tale to tell. This is the beginning of a new dawn on the planet we know as the Depths, a volcanic land inhabited by the first two beings to walk on Earth, Father Tyrant and Lady Fate, passing through to this barren floating planet. Sooner or later, their world was about to be filled with many who passed through after them, in the form of an alliance to protect what they had founded and to control their next lives on Earth's ground, residing in a castle built out of the very ground they stood on, known as the Purgaprime. Here, souls would purify themselves in the omen water that lay in front of the castle, guarded by large protective walls glazed by Fate's protective veil. For those who brought peace and goodwill to the land and reaped the rewards would pass on as the land's soldiers, the colony. For those who have brought destruction and anguish will dissolve in the water and never to be heard of again. And for those who lived troubled lives and meant little malice to the world, would reside in Fate's garden to help channel her energy into the sky and keep the omen water pure, as it would be the two things that would protect their symbolic emblem in the sky, known as the Iris, seer of all things, knowing of all pasts, presents, and futures. This proud land has existed during the first meteor strike to hit planet Earth in its prehistoric ages. The Depths is not what most would think. The Depths is the very meteor itself, floating in perfect orbit along to harness the very kinetic energy needed to create the Depths. The Depths had never been seen by Earth's very eyes, as combined together, Tyrant and Fate were able to harness their magic entities to mask the Depths inside a cloak that protect them from overseers. Since its beginning, the Depths has been long since known as a myth to all. Order was ready. However, such simple beginnings could not go without an evil that emerges before them. A rift in space had shattered open a wormhole that brought forward this broad light essence. Upon the wormhole closing, millions of sentient particles floated in the air and formed a dark energy that would create the land's very first beast to roam the world. The size of a kaiju, the wingspan double its own size, and a large scythe-like tail. This was no ordinary beast. This was the amalgamation of millions of sentient particle creatures choreographed into one unstoppable force, known only in legend as the Hive. Untamed and archaic, the Hive would storm towards Purgaprime and seek its prey, to maybe cease life on the Depths as we know it. And that, my fellow traveler, is where you come in. You, born into this land as a noble soldier of the colony, must band together with our combined energies to destroy the minions of the Hive and charge towards it in hopes of slaying the foul beast and locking it away in what we call the Encrypt. Though our numbers may be few in comparison, we trust you have yourself prepared. Before you valiantly slay this beast, you will need your weapons, your health stones, and an assortment of potions as your disposal. You can either use them to heal yourself, or use them to heal someone else. However you wish to move forward is of your intuition. You will all require skill, energy, teamwork, communication, and an artist's heart to tame what could very well be our last days on the Depths. Move forward, champions of the damned. Onward to the jaws of dawn.
We call upon the colony soldiers in register form. Amber.
Here!
Astrum.
Here, as always.
Aurelia.
Here.
Axel.
Here.
Crimson. Crimson.
Sorry.
Death on ears, I see. David.
Be up for the battle, sir!
Easy there, soldier. We're not started yet. Ezekiel.
Present.
Father. Ooh, that's me. Galfron.
Present.
Gibraltar.
At your service, fellow tyrant.
Nolan.
I'm here, sir.
Hero.
Here.
Isaac. I think I heard a little bit of that. John.
Here.
Koga.
Awaiting orders, sir.
Crystal.
Sir, yes, sir.
My dearest Lady Fate.
At your service, darling.
Laika.
I'm here, Father Tyrant.
Leo.
Here, sir.
Navid.
Here, sir.
Nocturne.
I am here, sir.
Reinhold.
Present.
Vermilion. I believe Vermilion might be mute. Victor.
Ready for fight, Tyrant.
It seems you're available. These are all the soldiers as part of our damned quest against all of the beasts that plague the depths. We're about to entail you into several different battle states for what appears to be a Dungeons & Dragons dungeon crawler and Pokemon Dynamax experience with 20 campaigners. I believe that's one of the biggest that we've seen, and it's going to be a bit of a blast for all of you. In this, we're going to reveal so many different beasts, so much lore for you all to unveil. And by the sounds of it, a lot of challenge up ahead. First of all, before we begin, I want to thank the Legion soldiers for taking a part in observing and monitoring the playing fields to show us what we'll expect. I'm so happy that all the crew that we have seem to be strong and passionate as ever. Without further ado, I'd like to begin this perilous journey with a little introduction.
Travelers, it is time to march forward. We are now in the Mother Hive's lurking grounds, on the other side of the depths. I trust you're all sensing the energy looming closer. I warn you all that a brisk storm will commence once we see the Mother Hive. You'll want to be careful about how you use your weapons and skill sets. We, Tyrant and Fate, will be your guides. Some lives may be lost, but your struggles won't go in vain. Soldiers, you're about to lay waste against the Clusternoctus, Bipolisian, and Angzersax. Good luck, travelers. Now watch out!
We're about to face off against the evil enemies, Clusternoctus, Bipolisian, and Angzersax. They're emerging right now! Dear God, their mass compared to us is astronomical. We must begin our combat right away. Starting off with David. What do you choose to do? You can either attack, heal, charge up, or help.
Ensued for hours before the soldiers all took their victory lap as the depth's first threats fled from the scene.
The slain. The Bipolisian is now slain, and all that remains is the Clusternoctus and the Angzersax. Well done, Victor. The Angzersax is defeated. There is only the Clusternoctus remaining. Quickly, everybody fire on the Clusternoctus as we move on to the next turn. Ezekiel. That is all the beasts slain in this realm. Well done, absolutely everybody. You did it. Be proud. Every single one of you.
Team.
You did wonderful.
Good job by all.
How are y'all feeling throughout that first round?
We live to see the next day.
Confident and
We're
strong.
gonna pass out.
Well done.
You guys have done, for your first round, you all have done really, really well.
You've all done very, very well. Your strategies performed very well. But this isn't the final level. This was only a first taster of what's to come, as we're about to go inside the cave, which will lead us out to the other side. Who knows what's going to be in that cave? Only time can tell. Let's continue.
Soldiers, the beasts are indeed slain. However, this is not the end for you. Stop! We are now in the center of a pitch-black void, and dare I say, a point of no return. We've come too far to flee now. We must make haste and be prepared for what grievances the abyss has for us. But what was that shriek? Stand your ground! It appears we may not be alone here. There are pitter-patters and squelch noises that can be heard. We may have stepped inside a nest. We're in complete darkness. It is now time to use our instincts. Work together as a clan. You'll need to reignite the flames inside this room in order to see your enemy. Sadly, for those who had not chosen the fire arcane, you must stand your ground. Move around if you must to slay as many bloodthirsty creatures as possible. For those with fire arcane, you will be tasked to retreat to the entrance of this cave. There is a gauntlet we passed that seems to act as a trigger mechanism. Use your might to emit a flame on the rope. I have a feeling that might come in handy. Once all flame arcanes are at their maximum, they will ignite together, then perhaps all will be revealed to us. We can only hope to escape soon enough. For now, tread carefully, soldiers.
It looks like we're finally inside the cave. Who knows exactly what's going to be inside this place? All we can do is look around. So for water and lightning, you will be tasked to walk around and try and slay as many of the bloodthirsty creatures inside this. They should be very weak, so you should have no problems. However, if you had chosen the fire arcane, you will be lighting up this gauntlet right here, which should have a level of 500.
Traveling through the Cave of Blind Fortunes, Tyrant and Fate found a gauntlet and summoned many to ignite the flames once more, bringing light inside the Tomb of Unwanted Shadows. To their misfortune, they were not alone here. Paradigm worms lurked on the cave walls and on the ground. Soldiers were tasked in clearing the landscape from parasites until the time the gauntlet could be reignited. Many took the leap to travel far, and many had chosen to stand their ground. But after time took its course, the gauntlet was ignited, bleeding those flames through the cave.
Congratulations. You managed to light up the gauntlet, and now the cave is lit. Well done. Now we must count how many paradigm were left and remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Well done. You guys did absolutely wonderful. Didn't take too long either. Some of you were walking for extra miles, which is insane. You guys did wonderful. I can count you all as soldiers, but it looks like we can see everything. I wouldn't hold your breath anytime soon. We're about to face off against... Here it comes! Oh my goodness. This is a beast that unlike any other. Oh my god, it's... the Grief Worm! We're about to face off against a giant worm with 1,000,000 jaws. We are gonna start with David, what do you wish to do?
The Grief Worm stood tall, boasting millions of jaws surrounding its entire body, capable of constricting several at a time, and using its many jaws to tear through flesh, bones, and even consuming spirits. The fight was not lost, and while many of the soldiers remained wounded, desperate for help, but sacrificial in others' own wealth of life to keep them alive above all, the Grief Worm was defeated, and also fled from the tomb.
You have slain the grief. You've slain the beast.
Well done, soldiers.
Well done. That is absolutely valiant of you. So far, you've all, except for one maybe, made it out alive. You slayed the beasts in each and every crevasse. Wonderful of you. One would think that this was the end, correct? One would think this is where we get our frown, and that's it, we're finished, we're done, we're fine. Not necessarily. There's still more journeys ahead of us. But for now, I wish for all of our soldiers to just take a quick moment to have a break. We'll be right back, where we will slay our final beast once and for all.
It appears all had been banished from the depths. The air grew thicker with silence. The end of the tunnel felt nigh. Tyrant and Fate decided to set camp for the squadron overnight to heal from their wounds. Day turned to night once more. Many songs were sung in merry cheer, laughter inbound. It was clear in their hearts victory was theirs, and they could safely retreat home. But, unfortunately, happiness was merely temporary.
Welcome back, my soldiers. It seems as though everybody has rested firmly well. Although upon the resting, it certainly seems that everybody was basking in their glory, as they've beaten not only the beasts, not only the paradigms, but they've been basking in the glory of what they've nicknamed as Earthworm Sally, laughing and jollily merrying throughout the entire sleep and slumber. They knew what had to come next, though. I hope you're all prepared, because this is going to be a big, big event that you really won't want to miss. How are you all holding up, by the way?
Doing well.
Holding up all right.
Doing very well.
Ready for the carnage.
I'm ready for anything.
I'm
ready.
Scared
I'm
but
doing-
daring.
Great. Father Tyrant.
Better than level 1.
You're doing very
But how
well.
was Father Tyrant doing?
I'm very confident. We've only lost one soldier throughout this round. You guys have done incredibly well to reach it to level 3. In what might be our final battle. This will be incredible. A monument amongst all. And I thank you all for participating. I thank you for participating in this campaign. We joke, we banter, but as we part towards our merry way, who's ready to take on the final boss?
I'm ready.
You're ready.
Let's begin.
Let the rivers run away.
I'm ready.
I'm ready, Father.
Well, let's prepare.
Kill this thing once
Ready
and
as
for
all
all.
ever be.
We sleep
May the iris
once
bless
more.
all of you.
We sleep once more.
arena.
Well done, soldiers! We have slain the almighty Grief. You must understand what you've done for this land. The Grief worm was absorbing the magma core from the center of this world. Without it, the material we harness would break. The bridge would collapse. There'd be no more light from the great beyond, and we would cease to exist. While many of you have succeeded in our quest, let us not forget those who have died alongside battle. We must head back to celebrate. You will all be recognized as true warriors. You put your lives on the line to restore power here and will not go unrecognized. On the walls will stand the tallest of memorials. Your names will go down in history, including those who have perished. Badges of honor for all who've helped in our aid. Let's head back now. Wait a minute. Stand your ground. I fear this is not the end after all. My God. What in the good Lord is that terrifying beast? It's bigger than our palace walls. Wait a minute. No, it can't be. This was only forged in myth, the legend. It's true. The wingspan triple its own size. Large lanterns. Its slender posture, the tail on its back extremely sharp. And those menacing eyes. Soldiers, we may not make it out here after all, but we're about to face off against the most horrible and gargantuan parasite we have ever seen. We're about to fight the Hive. Soldiers, onward!
We are gonna commence the fight right now. We're off against the biggest creature known in existence, the Hive. At 3,000 health, attack monumental. And his defense, breakthrough, and weakness are completely unknown to us all. So we must strategize completely. David, it is your turn first. What do you wish to do?
Soldiers had their souls absorbed. One by one, many had fallen. Sacrificial healing was bestowed from allies, and if not for those sacrifices, may have stood the test of time together as one. Trying to keep one alive meant many had perished all the same. To Tyrant's astonishment, however, all but one had fallen, and as the final bow for the soldier was taken, all hope felt lost.
You guys, this is the closest battle we have ever seen in our entire lives. Do you not realize how nuts this is? Vermilion, you're gonna keep attacking. I see you there. 9 times 2 is 18.
No!
Wow, that hurt. What happened?
It's at 2 health.
2.5 or 2?
2.5. Oh!
Okay, Mother Hive. Pay as well. Pay as good. What battle state were we on again? Second state, right?
Yes. Yes.
16.
Fuck, that hurts.
16. And their arcane is water.
No. No. Vermilion has fallen.
Vermilion has fallen.
That's it. All of my warriors lost to the swarm. All hell is going to break loose in the depths as we know it. It's doomed. It would take a miracle, a sign, anything to change the outcome of this peril. Wait a second. The talisman, Devil's Bargain. One successful flip of the talisman can grant even our most desirable wishes. And under grave circumstances should this be used. However, I must sacrifice something in return to give us a fighting chance. Alright. I'll call upon the souls of the damned, wicked criminals that once plagued Earth and passed on through the Purga-Prime water stream. As much as we hate to say this, they too still have power somewhere in the world. In order to activate this talisman, I need to sign over something to them. For them to decide the fate of whatever we sign over to them, I shall make this quick.
Well, Father Tyrant, in the flesh I see, still fighting through the inevitable chaos.
Very funny, oh Dark Ones. You're there for a reason. Remember your place.
Face it, Tyrant, you need us. Oh, how the hay in the needle stack has become ever so unwelcome. What is it you desire? Old and croaked one?
My army is vanquished. The Mother Hive has become a reality and is about to destroy the very Earth as we know it.
Did you just mention the Mother Hive? My God, we leave you alone for an eternity, and that's what you end up causing?
Do not be mistaken, foul ones. This is not of our own creation. In fact, if I didn't know any better, this creature was your own.
Have you seen that freak? Tallest beast in the world, untamable by nobody? Do you not think this means it would harm our very lives as well?
All fair points. So it seems we have an equal understanding. A foe in both of us.
Fine. We must take it down. But, as you remember, Tyrant, business is business. It's tradition for you to offer something in return.
What is it you require?
Let it be set in stone. Tyrant, when the mightiest fall, your firstborn, they will pass through to the other side, right here, where they'll be tortured for an eternity. A noble and humiliating sacrifice. What did you say?
You horrible creatures! I should have you banished!
Remember who you're talking with, and remember what lives are on the line.
You win.
Marvelous! What a splendid turn of affairs. Very well, here is your talisman. Let us pray that this flip will bring back your army to vanquish the common foe.
I must leave.
Oh, and do be sure to send us a postcard once in a while. We'd love to hear more about your boy.
We have the fate sealed in this very talisman. We must make the right flip. 1, 2, 3. Soldiers! You have been revived from your tombs! I have made a deal with the damned to bring you back! Now onwards! Slay the parasite!
Tyrant looked down, and as a tear shed from his eyes, The soldiers were revived once more, being given a second chance. They all banded together once more, channeled their arcane energy, and charged for the Mother Hive. It seems while Mother Hive may have been weakened, the beast was capable of bringing one final blow to Tyrant and Fate. They drew blood, and the blood lay waste to Mother Hive's claws.
The monster may have been weakened. However, it still has one final blow to give to our noble warriors. Father Tyrant runs in front of his soldiers and casts his staff as the Mother Hive lunges its tail into the colony, and with a quick swipe, the staff was able to save them and cracked open the sharp stinger on the creature's tail. It lay still on the floor. However, Tyrant and Fate had both drawn blood. It is now on Mother Hive's hands. With the colony defenseless, they prepare for the worst fate. Suddenly, the Mother Hive grows still. Its belly begins to glow. Brighter and brighter it gets. It opens up as a loud shriek from the creature emits once more. A strange specimen falls out of the belly and lands in front of them. The Mother Hive has grown weaker and plummets to the ground, no longer able to attack it. It appears the beast is now contained. Tyrant orders the colony to grab what they can of the creature and travel back to Purgaprime to lock it inside their most powerful fortress, the Encrypt, where it will lay there forever. Father Tyrant and Lady Fate, however, wounded in pain, move slowly towards this mysterious anomaly. It appears to be an egg. Mother Hive must have bonded its own dark matter with the blood of another. This was no ordinary beast. It was also a surrogate. The egg doesn't look like it will hatch anytime soon. What appears to be inside is not dark matter, nor human. It appears to be a hybrid of both.
The soldiers banded together in victory once more, collected the remnants of the Mother Hive, and left to return back home. Tyrant and Fate, however, remained with this newfound creation. It was a rather oddly shaped egg, emitting a purple haze wrapping around a dark essence. Days of concern went by as the travel home felt even more tiresome. But out of surprise, the egg began to hatch. And what was inside came out neither dark matter nor human, but what appeared to be an amalgamation of both. A new breed had become of the depths and was adopted into care by Tyrant and Fate. What felt like a victory to them gave new inspiration for the name and legends they would write for this new member to the colony. And it was written that Goliath was born.